You all most welcome.
You know, as young people, whenever we meet, we have a lot of networking.
Many of us actually are the way we are because someone held our hand and said, come. And we make many mistakes. We have made many mistakes. But mentorship is vital in growth and success of youth-led businesses.
Coffee is one of the most exported products. Are we really benefiting? And how best can we engage the young people down in the villages to come and take up the aspect of exporting coffee?
I know farmers that you go to and you say, oh, Patrick, do you want to export? And he's like, no, thank you. I've been in this business for the past 30 years and I'm not interested in exporting. And that's them. And even if you tell them how good it is, whether they're going to get more money or what they have told you, that's it. So you, what do you want? All of us want to be exporters, but is it what you want?
Are we really benefiting from the arts? If yes, are we giving equal opportunities to even the young people, or we are only leaving it to the big musicians?
The country as Uganda, we are not benefiting a lot as a country, but individual artists are benefiting in a way that, like she said, the financial muscle at a certain point supports a lot of activities. So these bigger artists have access to these benefits because they can fund themselves. Sometimes they have made the name, and also there's an agent the other side that can contact them or call them.
What are some of the challenges we are finding in exporting? The challenges we are finding in having the young people on board? What are some of these challenges?
I like what Jack is doing with coffee. She's well positioned, and it is clear she's all about coffee. She might be wearing nice shoes, but that's what she's not selling shoes. She has made it very clear that I am all about coffee, and the world will know me by coffee and everything about coffee. What do we know about you? What do we know about you? It's okay to do so many things, but what do we know about you as a young person? You're young today, in a few years you won't be young anymore. But maybe your youth can help you reap for the older age because you invested your youth so excellently well. Friends, let's reposition our businesses, but most importantly, reposition mindset.
How do we help the young women? Because I know now Mukazipreneur is so much into the women. How do you help the young women out there have also a chance to stand in the market?
Every day that you wake up and you look at the business that you've started, think, is this really impactful? Am I going with the flow? If I stood up and talked about my product, people say, okay, this is a solution to a real problem that we are having in Uganda. For me, I think as young people, we need to go back to the drawing board and come up with solutions to problems in our communities. Then we shall have real products, real services that we need as Ugandans. And before you know it, they need it all over Africa.
The discussion was deep, and mainly it focused on three things. One is, how do the young people get to participate in the African Free Continental area meaningfully? Two is, how do we build capacity for the young people to produce for the African continent? And three is, how do we use technology and also the population dividend of the young people to be able to deeply engage in trade across the borders.
It's been a pleasure being here as a panelist as we celebrate and look into the idea of how youth can best reposition their businesses in this Africa Continental Free Trade Area. What does it mean for the youth out there? You're now being part of a whole 1.3 billion people population. Can you imagine that? $3.4 trillion worth of a market. This is where you can be able to sell your products. This is not a simple task for you. It's an opportunity where you need to be able to make a move.
From my perspective, from Mukazipreneur, I've emphasized the need for young people to ensure that their businesses are investment ready. Investment readiness means that your business is registered, it's formalized, you file taxes, your employees are paid, you take records. Basically, when an investor walks into the room and you present your books, you're easily investable.
These kind of discussions will help the young people in Africa appreciate the strategic direction that the African continent is taking, but most importantly to understand the business opportunities that are available, but also beyond the business opportunities to be able to understand that Africa is important to operate as a unit.
This event today is that we had to know who is here to help us. Is Uganda Investment Authority there to help us? What do I need? And Uganda Investment Authority came out and talked to us. URSB was here to guide young people, and all the questions were directed to them. But still, it goes back to what do young people want, how can they get what they want, and how can they sustain what they want. So as a young person, that's what we had here, and please follow them on YouTube. You'll get the entire conversation.
I welcome you next year as we come together in South Africa to discuss the progress of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, and I hope that 1 year from now you'll be in better position to scale and show what your business has been in position to do. Thank you so much, and much love from Uganda.